This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of May 2nd, 2022. This week puts us on a conveyor belt that gets faster and faster as the week goes on, with the lights flashing and popping and exploding the more we go down the belt. The conveyor belt is taking us from one eclipse to another, from the Taurus new moon solar eclipse of April 30th towards the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse that comes at the middle of the month. And it's also taking us from the airy-fairy, diffused, confused, gentle, escapist atmosphere of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction and Venus and Mercury having been in that sign as well last month, to an increasingly fiery, energetic, impassioned, impulsive, hot-headed, assertive, probably even angry mode of being. We are going from going with the flow to going after what we want. The solar eclipse is going to continue to play out for quite a while, and this week, part of its potentials start popping. The eclipse was very close to Uranus, quick change artist of the sky, the great liberator, the great awakener, the cosmic rebel, the advocate of alternate viewpoints. Uranus was really close to the new moon, and this week, Mars, the Sun, and Mercury have contacts with him. Mars and Mercury are opportunity contacts on the 4th and the 6th, sextiles that open doorways for us to do things differently, that invite breaking obstacles or doing things in a different way, or open doorways unexpectedly. The Mercury-Uranus sextile offers epiphanies galore, really startling information, really startling encounters with both of these. And in the middle of it, on the 5th, the Sun finally completes the conjunction to Uranus that was very close at the new moon. So we have all of these bottle rockets going off, lighting the sky, lighting ourselves, awakening us, shaking us into action. And by the end of the weekend, putting a path in front of us that makes moving forward possible. We have to actually put our feet on it, but the possibility is there. So lots of movement, lots of breaking stale things, lots of explosions that cause the water of all that Pisces loginess to just explode off of us. I keep using the word explode. And at the end of the weekend, the Sun having a sextile with Mars, that gives us tremendous incentive to go do something. But wait, there's a lot more, and this is kind of getting ahead of ourselves, which is going to be a theme of the month and the summer and the fall. On the 2nd, the first really big gear shift occurs to get us out of the water, and that is Venus moving into Aries. Venus rules what we value, what we desire, how we interact with each other. Venus in Aries is the huntress. Venus in Aries doesn't lie on a chaise lounge and wait for Mars or anyone else to show up and feed her bonbons and go get what she wants. Venus in Aries is out getting it for herself. This means the general atmosphere is going to get a lot more energetic. People will want to be out and about, no more just staring at the computer screen or phone screen watching little videos, but actually going after things that you want. This is Venus with a very strong Martian drive. Taking risks, going outdoors, doing things outside, leaving your little home, seeking people out. very boisterous, and this is only going to get louder and more prevalent next week when Jupiter leaves Pisces and enters Aries and really starts fanning the energy, the flames, the fires. Before he does that, he has his second big task of the year. Jupiter is involved in the only two outer planet aspects that we have all year long. The first was his conjunction with Neptune, which was exact on April 12th. The second is his sextile to Pluto, which is exact on May 3rd. Sextiles are opportunities. They're tempting possibilities that actually do require you to do something with them. Jupiter expands everything he touches, and Pluto is in the sign of institutions and infrastructure and the actual ground beneath our feet. Jupiter sextiling Pluto could bring a lot of almost spiritual awareness to the huge evolutionary changes and deconstruction that we're witnessing going on all over the place. It could start to expose secrets, which is already a theme in play, with Mercury having made the first of 3 trines to Pluto last week, one more coming this month, that will be bringing a lot of really powerful information to light, facilitating important, candid, honest conversations, which of course could include conversations with yourself, and getting our thinking really, really clear about what's most important and cutting a lot of garbage out. And I have some illustrations of how this might play out on my Empowerment Unlimited page on Facebook of Skeletor is Love, modeling Mercury trining Pluto. This sextile could also increase the deconstruction. It could grease the wheels for the deconstruction to continue and deepen and evolve. And if this is sounding just a bit too theoretical for you, here's a way to look at it. In the middle of April, insights poured down onto you that you may not yet be conscious of. Possibly some creative notions were there. Possibly you had a desire to be really quiet and withdraw. This was going on for a lot of people, and learning to listen to your own voice. When Jupiter sextiles Pluto, there is the opportunity to take that wisdom, that information, that insight, and to actually sink it down into your personal foundations. It's the only time this aspect is going to be exact because of Jupiter's travel schedule for the rest of the year. Devote a little quiet time to this, even if you're not conscious about what's going on. Quiet time has a tremendous potential to pay off in the long run. And maybe even the short term, too, because the pace of life is going to quicken like crazy as the month goes on. Center yourself, ground yourself, and pull in the benefits of Mercury and Jupiter and Venus meeting up with Neptune, and put all that down into your personal foundation now in some way. Bath might be a really good way to do it, but not everybody is into hanging out in the tub, so think of something that might work for you. And pay attention to those light bulbs that are exploding all around you and in your head all week. Homing thought of the week: no time like the present. Song of the week: Changes by David Bowie. And a bonus song of the week. It's really old, but it was released during the 1967 occurrence of the current eclipse cycle, which is Fixing a Hole from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. And the image of the week is a thunderstorm, a gully washer with lots of lightning. You will learn more about all of this in my talk about the Taurus-Scorpio eclipses living in the material world, which will cover what they mean for each sign and also look at themes of what has happened in the last, 4 or 5 times we've been through this cycle back to the late 20s, and that should tip you off to a really big event. And of course, how the eclipses are affecting selected country charts and public figures. You can join it live and have the ability to ask me questions Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you can't be there live, you will get the recording afterwards, and the recording will be available for sale afterwards. But there's a discount if you sign up by April 30th. You'll find information at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can also sign up for my mailing list, read my forecast for the month of May and for the Taurus new moon solar eclipse, and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. And this week, we're looking at a tarot deck that is based on pasta. For real, it's a hoot, and it works. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. I've lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I'm on Instagram at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian Channel. Talk to you next week.